I am going to live on Mount Everest for the next 7 days. From staying at the world's highest hotels and restaurants to venturing all the way up to the first base camp. I could suffer from altitude sickness, experience an avalanche, helicopter crash, or maybe worst of all, a yak. To help ease some of my anxieties, this time I brought a group of my subscribers along with me for the ride. Before I show you just how crazy life on Everest really is, let me first show you how dangerous it is just to get there. Mount Everest is one of the most dangerous mountains in the world to climb. But was that a goat? Goats? Airport runway. This tiny remote airport right here takes you to the beginning of the hiking trail. But these planes have to land on a runway that is so short that it's almost illegal. To make matters even more intense, we are told that a helicopter just crashed right before we arrived.
5 tourists and a pilot are dead after a helicopter crash.
A helicopter crash. Well, airport officials say weather conditions changed the helicopter's planned flight route.
Because it's been really cloudy the last few days, all flights have been grounded, leaving us stranded in this village for nearly 4 days now. But today we finally have the chance to leave, with one caveat. It's still not safe enough to fly a plane in this weather, but we can take a private helicopter. We are about to board the most dangerous flight in the world right now. I just hit my head. Riding a helicopter is an adrenaline rush. The visibility is super low and there is a ton of turbulence. This turbulence is crazy! I'm super anxious of the very real reality of a crash. Luckily, we landed safe and sound on this random grass field high up in the mountains. That was absolutely crazy! Let's go! And now we begin the long trek up Mount Everest. But first, meet Tilak, my fearless Sherpa who is always smiling, could be a famous Nepalese singer, and is great at keeping me safe from donkeys and yaks. These are some of my new friends and subscribers who are braving this challenge with me. And this right here is Huggy, one of my closest friends who is attempting to climb Everest with no shoes. This is the official start of the Everest Base Camp Trail and our first suspension bridge. I don't know how safe that is. There are a few tasks I want to accomplish on this trip. Number 1, do not get altitude sickness. Yeah, it's bad. 2, apparently yak cheese pizza is a delicacy on Mount Everest, so I gotta try that. 3, Wim Hof climbed the entirety of Mount Everest shirtless. Wim Hof is one of my heroes, so I'm going to attempt to climb just part of it shirtless. 4th, and most important, is that the whole group makes it to the top. After just a few hours of hiking, we made it to the first village of the trek. I wanted to spend some time exploring this place, but Tilak had to hurry us to get dinner at a local restaurant. And it's kind of crazy how good of food they can cook this far away from any big cities. We are definitely going to push our limits with trying new foods though. I guess we're doing this, huh? We're eating buffalo for the first time. Cheers. All right.
Oh wow.
Hey, it's good.
That's really good. Yeah.
Dance break! Dinner gave some of us some extra energy.
We rocked up and
oh, look at it. She's getting into it. So we hiked a few more hours and finally made it to our hotel. Room tour time. We have 2 twin-size beds.
And a Western style toilet. I thought we were gonna be squatting the whole time.
Most of the time we will definitely be squatting. Only problem with this room, there are potentially bed bugs. We've now killed about 3 of these little guys. All part of the experience. Luckily, we made it through the night without any bed bug bites. But apparently this room is a breeding ground for these gross flying bugs. We have to get out of here. Huggy is deathly scared of heights, and every time we cross one of these bridges, he dreads it. Huggy!
Love you, bro, but that's gotta stop.
Some parts of this hike can be sketchy, but the views so far have been totally worth it. It does not get more beautiful than this right here. Oh my gosh, I'm about to get hit by a yak.
That's a line of yaks, that's not one yak.
Bro, these yaks are coming for us.
It's time to go. Oh no!
No!
It's bound to happen eventually.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, bud!
Almost getting run over reminded me that I still have to eat yak pizza. And apparently yak cheese is usually meant for dog food, so I'm not super excited. We were about to walk over another suspension bridge until Tilak stopped us.
Namaste. Before the 2-3 years ago, 10 people die.
Wait, what?
Namaste.
They fell off the bridge? We're not crossing that. We're crossing it. T-Lock definitely scared us, but apparently he was just joking, and we made it past the bridge. We definitely couldn't do this hike without him because Sherpas are seriously superhuman.
A missing climber narrowly escaping death on Mount Everest. The Sherpa hauled that climber down some 1,900 feet over a 6-hour period.
They basically live on this trail and end up carrying pretty much everything on their backs. This dude's carrying an entire ping pong table on his back. T-Lock is special though because he knows how to keep us entertained.
Wow.
The reason everybody's having these amazing reactions right now, we just made it to the most beautiful village of the entire trek. This village is massive, it's basically a city. There's also this bakery that serves the best desserts I've ever had. This chocolate cake might be the best in the world. And when we walked out of the bakery, we finally got our first glimpse of Mount Everest. Up until now, it has been too cloudy to get a clear view of Mount Everest. This is one of the craziest and most beautiful things I've ever seen. After hitting up the highest market in the world, we're at a hotel room with a balcony. Mountain living is way nicer than you think. This is home for the night. Just checked into our mountain tea house here. The beds are comfortable, but what's going on with your bed, man?
Why'd it have to be mine?
Oh my God!
What is that?
These beds are very well used. But it was finally time for dinner and we hit up the pizzeria. Tonight's the night, trying the yak cheese pizza. I was told I have to smell it first.
So he's not even acting right now. I just did it before him. I almost lost it. That is awful.
Why am I doing this? I have an audience watching me. It's not terrible, but it's not great by any means. I might yak. I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm all about it. I have no idea what's going on here. Zero clue. We were confused what that ceremony was, but the experience was surreal. I don't know how we got so lucky to randomly walk up on this. I was expecting someone to come and put this fire out, but everybody just turned and walked away. Exploring this city was very fun, but unfortunately, our lives are only going to get harder the farther we go up. Good morning. It is 19 degrees today. We woke up surrounded by not only Mount Everest, but some of the other tallest mountains in the world. And I'm having a hard time talking because the altitude is kicking in. We are just 2 days away, but the higher elevation is starting to make this hike a lot harder for all of us. We are all just miserable and exhausted. Even though Huggy's feet are frozen, his toes are about to fall off, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure he gets to the top. I've turned into his personal assistant at this point. Clearing all the rocks so he doesn't hit them. Oh, heads up. That rock didn't stand a chance against you. At this point, we are all drained. At this elevation, every step is difficult, and unfortunately for some of us, the trek had to come to an end. One of my friend's oxygen levels dipped to a dangerously low level and had to be taken by helicopter back to the hospital. Seeing one of us go down honestly scared me. I really didn't want any more of us to get sick, and I definitely can't quit since I'm the one who brought all these people along. This is going to be tough. This tea house told me they had the world's highest gym. Here it is. Even in the mountains, you can't skip arm day. Ah! Is there a better workout view in the world? I don't think so. And somehow Huggy's feet are still intact.
I feel good. 4 more hours and we're there. Hopefully we don't lose some toes today.
The last 3 treks I've done, I've gotten sick at this same elevation every single time. As of right now, I'm feeling great, but we still have more than 1,000 feet of vertical elevation to climb. Man, I'm out of breath again. Even though today is supposed to be short, it's easily the hardest and most miserable we've been the entire trek. Luckily, this is where T-Lock shines. Would you say, T-Lock?
Namaste, give me back.
No. This hike is tough. It feels straight uphill, and at 17,000 feet, every step you take feels like you just sprinted for 30 seconds. But all of the difficulty, all of the sickness is worth it for these Himalayan mountain views right here. T-Lock carries around Snickers everywhere we go, and anytime we stop.
How many, sir? Piece I have, sir?
So many Snickers.
Oh, no.
Beautiful treat. Dance break!
Let's go!
Dance break!
Five tourists and a pilot are dead after a helicopter crash.
Really sobering to think of just how dangerous it is up here. The closer we get to the top, the further I feel from our goal. It's just getting harder. But on the bright side, we finally reached the last village. Oh no, cracked the lens just a little bit. We just made it to the highest livable village in the world at 17,000 feet. And right behind me, this is the highest hotel in the world. And now it is time for the last leg of the trip. We're all struggling a bit at the moment, but it's just around this corner right here. What's going on? We're so close, man.
By far the hardest thing I've ever done. We're so close.
You got this.
Let's go.
We joined this long line of people and hiked over this glacier until finally we made it to base camp.
Oh, come here, T-Lock. You did it, baby! Woo!
Huggy's feet were seriously beat up, but somehow he did it. There's only one thing left to do. This one's for you, Wim! Yeah, baby! The hike down ended up being a helicopter ride.